Are you NEAT? NEAT. Do you do NEAT? NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, it is everything that you do day in, day out, apart from sleeping, eating, and structured exercise. Now, I know that you exercisey people out there are going, no, it's only exercise that really benefits our body. Well, it's not. Research is showing that it's the day in, day out little things, the incidental exercise, that's just as beneficial. So everything from walking the dog, typing, sitting, working on your typing, me going and gardening, lifting boxes, doing things, even fidgeting. I'm a fidgeter. So NEAT was a term coined by a guy by the name, I need to read it, Dr. James Levine. And he's really shown that incidental exercise has a true benefit to our body in helping to balance things like energy and weight management and just overall health. So, like I said, it's everything that we're doing that's not eating, sleeping, exercising for real. And, you know, I see reels and podcasts and things out there where the hard-ass exercisey people saying, walking isn't beneficial. It's not exercise. Well, it is. All movement counts. All action counts. They're only tiny bits, however, they actually add up. Those things all use energy, and I'm going to dive into all this in this week's podcast. Let's go. It is everything from vigorous walking. Even when I walk Darcy, my dog, she's going to stop and sniff, but between stops and sniffs, I walk fast. So it's like a mini HIIT training, high interval training. I have a standing desk. I sit and stand all day. I use more energy when I'm standing. Fidgeting, I am a fidgeter. It's true. Ask my wife, Alice. I'm not a sit-still person. And I understand from a naturopathic point of view that when our mind is thinking, some of us, we move. And I think best when I move. So some people will be the foot tapper. Yes, foot tapping counts. Fidgeter. There are ways that our mind is actually processing. So I stand to do podcasts and record and do anything because my mind thinks better when I'm able to move that bit, where sitting for me is quite restrictive. And we know from a weight point of view, you know, calories in, calories out. And I've talked about quality of that kind of ins and outs in the past. And so every single thing that you do helps to add account to that basal metabolic rate. So what are some things that influence NEAT? Okay, so one is your occupation. So imagine someone sitting in an office is not going to have as much NEAT expenditure as someone doing a physical laboring job. Hobbies, depending on your hobby that you do. When I play ukulele, I stand to play ukulele. One, I can't sit still. However, I love it. I do my version, you know, I literally turn into a rock chick when I'm playing my ukulele. And so I stand, which means I'm using those extra or that extra energy from standing versus sitting and playing. If you're playing with kids, you know, get on the floor and play with the kids, run around, all that stuff. Dancing, walking the dog, all of those things help to increase our daily energy expenditure. Environment plays a part. So whether you're walking or cycling and doing those things, whether you're uphills, downhills, whether you're in rural areas, it's a bit tougher to move around versus, you know, Alice, my wife, she runs on the sand. The sand at the beach is way harder and uses a ton more energy than someone who runs on a pavement or on a sealed kind of path. And so same, if I go for a walk, if I walk around our suburb versus walking on the soft sand, it's got a much heavier load on my body. So what are some of the benefits of NEAT if you really want to add these things up? One is weight management. The reality is the more we move, the more we use energy, and that can help with our metabolic rate. Metabolic health in general, you know, it helps with NEAT, helps with insulin sensitivity, blood fats, blood pressure. It's all energy, it's all movement, it's all exercise without being that formal hard-ass kind of exercise. It all counts, and even small increases in daily movement make a positive effect on those kind of things. They just do. Cardiovascular system in general, you know, it's the whole, you know, walking versus walking up the stairs instead of taking the lift. It's that all that incidental stuff that we do day in, day out that can be helping heart health and heart circulation and heart function and blood pressure and things like that. Mental well-being is huge. You know, I don't formally exercise, but I go for surfs, I walk, I do things like this because there's an accomplishment, there's an endorphin released, your brain fires better, stress levels reduce, and just in general can help give us a better sense of peace. Whereas if you stuck me in a gym, my stress levels go up. There's something, gyms don't work with my brain. They don't. People go, no, it's great, competitive and you train harder. No, I don't. I go and sit in the fucking corner and hide. I truly do. They don't work for my brain. I definitely tried a block of it in the past when I was about 40 years old and went, this is just, it doesn't work for my brain. So we're all different. If it works for you, great. For me, it doesn't. So I've got to find different ways to manage movement in my body that works for my mental well-being as well. And you do too. You've got to do what works for you. So how do we do more neat? That's it. Just look for what you're doing. You want to, anytime you've got the opportunity to move, do it. Sitting at a set of traffic lights and you've got the sound, the song pumping on the radio, dance it out. Movement. It's all movement. Walk up the stairs when instead of going in a lift. Gardening and things. Doing household kind of chores, it all adds up. Stand as much as you can. Stand when you're talking on the phone. I use my standing desk. Opt for walking or cycling or all those kind of things where you can. I think standing desks are amazing, by the way. Just want to throw that in there. They make such a difference to my body. I love to stand and work. But I also, just throw that as a side note, I stand on a rubber mat. And nowadays you can buy them at Kmart and Target and all those kind of shops. It's like an exercise mat. So I'm wearing shoes and I'm standing on a supported, not a hard floor all day. Just want to throw that in. Yeah, think about your hobby kind of things. Like I said, I play ukulele, but I'll play it standing up. Alice and I are about to start doing dance lessons. I've always wanted to learn to dance. My parents were great at jiving, rock and roll dancing. I've always wanted to do it. We finally found someone in our area that teaches it where we can go and learn together. That will count. Swimming, a sport or whatever it is you like to do. Get the family when you're going out there and doing things instead of just, sitting around and chatting. Work out fun things where you can be up and down and moving around. It's all those little incidental bits of movement that make a difference. So is NEAT worth it? 100%. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It does. It all adds to your daily energy expenditure and it helps to add on to any kind of formal exercise that you are doing. Okay, so it's everything spontaneous that uses movement in your body. And absolutely, it influences overall physical, emotional, and mental health. So, are you being neat? I think it's time. Think about being neat. It makes a difference. Mindfully being neat every day, looking for places where you can do those extra little bits. They all count. See ya.